Elementary, Season 1 through 7. Let's begin. I just finished it, and I gotta say, it's elementary. No, but seriously, it is less than ideal. It's not really great. It's not really garbage. It's just okay throughout the whole season. It reminds me of CSI Miami, but without the yeah! And honestly, without the scream yeah, it's less than CSI Miami. The stories are not interesting. The characters, they get introduced and then they drop off. There's a lot of off things in this show. So before I go and spoil a lot of things, I'm just gonna talk about the good things in this show. So let's go. The detective element, I would say it's grounded, you know, in reality. It's not to the extreme where you would be like, I call bullshit on that one. No, it's more like, it's realistic. There's a lot of good characters that are introduced. Moriarty, there's a different switch in it. You have Watson, actually no. You have the detectives. Yeah, that's it. I'm sorry, but there isn't really a lot of great things about this show. So let's begin at the faults. Number 1 is Watson. I don't know if it's the dialogue or the actress, but there is no life behind that character. It's the definition of one-dimensional. Like, this is her when she's angry. This is her surprised. This is her excited. This is her devastated. It's like, is everything okay? I'm so sorry. I'm extremely sorry. I can't believe this devastating loss. Move your face, damn it, you know, twitch or something. But there isn't really depth from the character. Just before you go against me, it's not because she's a female. I actually liked this witch. It gave it a little bit of a will they, won't they vibe, because with Sherlock and Watson they kind of had that whole thing, but really never dove into it. But this kind of gives the viewer that feel. But really they kind of said it straight from the beginning. It's like, no, we're not gonna do anything like that. Which is like, okay, then the switch of gender was completely useless. It really didn't give me anything else. Number 2, Moriarty. I liked because in this one, this is a spoiler, Moriarty is actually Irene Adler, you know, the woman. And that caught me off guard because when they introduced her, it was like, oh, this is the woman, this is the one who loves Sherlock and Sherlock's love. But wait, it's a twist, it is Moriarty itself. What? It's crazy, man. I didn't expect that. Kinda liked it. But sadly, they didn't follow up with it. You know, they never really kind of gave it like, you hate love, this is a struggle. It didn't show. It was just like, yeah, I love her, but you know, she's crazy. That's it. That's the whole, like, thing between them. She's like, I love her, but she's crazy, man. She's out of her mind. But I love her, though. It's kind of like a toxic relationship, not really that interesting. Which I think it shots, this whole show kind of shot itself in the foot because of that. Because they removed the love element and the hatred element. Like, you can't have a love interest without having Moriarty. And you can't have Moriarty without the love interest. So they kind of removed 2 key, like, important storylines from this whole thing. Which sucks. Because throughout the whole seasons, from 1 to 7, they haven't been, like, any relationship, any development in the character itself. It's just been, what's the next case? Who died? How can we solve it? Oh, it's the first guy. Wait, I didn't know that it was the first guy. Let's investigate. Same old thing. It's not really interesting in the whole detective thing. Number 3, it is the introductions of great characters, great story, great ideas, and never following through with any of them whatsoever. They introduce this character, and he's like the big bad who's gonna be this monstrous, horrifying monster. And they resolve it in the most anticlimactic way possible. Like, yeah, we caught him. What happened? I was interested. No, we caught him. Don't worry about it. But focus on this side story that you didn't care about in the beginning. Yeah, it's better. Not really. For example, in season 6, Sherlock had the serial killer, you know? Who was this methodical murderer, you know? And it's like, whoa, you know, and all that stuff. He's actually the detective from Dexter. I forgot his name, but he's very good in this one. He really showed me this dead eyes. I'm gonna put his picture here. Yeah, that guy. You see him? You got it? You're like, oh yeah, that's him. Yeah, that's him. So he plays this serial killer and really did a good job. And I was actually interested in seeing this character develop, fighting with Sherlock, doing crazy stuff. But literally, this is what happened throughout the whole season. It begins with, oh, there's a serial killer, and I had a concussion for no reason. They had it to have a pause in the middle. They literally introduced concussion to Sherlock so they can have a huge pause in the middle, so they can stretch out this whole storyline. It's ridiculous. Anyhow, so he has a concussion. The serial killer introduces himself. Sherlock is like, I figured it out. How? I know it's him. Don't ask. Don't ask. Don't ask. Okay. I mean, I'd like to know. Like, did you see hairlines and like tan, like anything? No, I just know it. It's crazy. Anyhow, moving on. There's like a big pause in the middle. Like the serial killer is like, yeah, get well. I'll be back in a couple of months. You know. I just want you to be on top form, you know what I mean? I want you to be, you know, when I pull up, I want you to be, you know, ready to holler at your brother. Again, weird. And then the pause ends, and throughout the whole middle section of the season, it's just murder of the week. And again, and again, and again, and again, and again, there's nothing. And then at the end, the serial comes back, he is showing up at the station, like, what can you do? And it's awesome, you're intrigued, you're like, what is going on? How can we do this? But they end it in the most stupid way possible. I'm talking about stupidity beyond stupid. This is literally what happens, okay? The serial killer attacks Watson, there's a struggle, there's like, okay, he's on the run. What is he gonna do? Is Sherlock gonna snap and actually kill this man? We found him. What do you mean you found him? He's dead. What? What do you mean he's dead? This whole season was about him. Him and Sherlock, this whole thing, you know? No, the detective's daughter, yeah, she killed him because she wanted revenge on the roommate. When was that plot, you know, focused on? No, don't worry about it. It's in there. It's in there. You just have to see, you know, the third eye, chakra, and everything. You have to understand. I guess. And then they ended with a twist. Because the cops suspect Watson, they decide to attack her. Because what? And then Sherlock admits, and they ended by saying, Sherlock will never return to the US. You all banned forever. Interesting. Okay, so the next season is gonna be about London, 22 1B Baker Street. You know, the whole atmosphere, you know, that awesomeness about Sherlock Holmes. They stay in London exactly one episode. And then they return to New York. Because of what? A plot device. You know, that's... don't worry, I figured it out. Then why did you have to wait all this time? If you could have done it from the beginning. I'm saying this season to introduce you throughout the whole season. From 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's the same theme. Season 1 introduced Moriarty and never followed through it. Season 2 introduced the brother, Mycroft, which they portrayed him as an idiot, which I didn't really like because, you know, BBC, Sherlock was awesome. You saw the struggle between big brother and small brother. I am the smartest, you are less, but they're both geniuses. This one was like, yeah, this average detective. I'm not gonna say a genius, just average detective who's good at his job, you know, Sherlock Holmes. And his less impressive brother, who owns a restaurant, I guess. And he has like some dealings with this, like, MI6 or something, but not really that big of a thing. Which sucks. This whole thing was just like awful. Like, this was the blueprint of how not to do a good Sherlock Holmes. Like, every opportunity where it could have been something good, they mess it up. You have a great character, they mess it up. You have they mess it up. Damn it, can we just focus on one bad guy? From episode 1 to the last episode. Just focus on it. Don't make it 20 episodes. If you don't have enough content to fill up the whole 20 episodes, make it 10 episodes, but make them good. This is the problem with this show. It's a lot of fillers with characters that are not really interesting. So I'm just gonna end it with saying, if you wanna watch this, it's gonna be like a background noise. It's not really gonna draw you in. It's not gonna be like, oh, I need to focus. There's something awesome going on in this show. Not really. The best parts about this show is, I would say, Sherlock's father. Because he has this, like, gravitas, I am this controlling guy who can change the whole world if I wanted to. But even his story, how it ended, was the most stupid way possible. That's the problem with this show. So, I will not recommend it. I would say if you really have nothing else to watch and you just want to waste a week or two, you know, just you want to watch something but not really focus on what you're watching. You know, one of those days when you have to go to work and you kind of want to watch something but you also have to work, you know, and just want a background noise. I would recommend this show. Out of 10, I would give it a 4, maybe. Yeah, about a 4. So thanks for watching, and goodbye.